Hey there, guys. Big Black Rainbows Team Captain Solar Phoenix. I'm joined alongside the three important members of PSV, that being Amazing Time, Amari, and Totemax, who unfortunately does not have a webcam at this time. How you guys doing today?
Doing all right, man. How about you?
Doing good, doing good.
I'm chilling.
All right.
Not too bad.
So first off, I want to say congrats on making playoffs. There was no doubt that you guys weren't going to make playoffs, so that was kind of a given. Um, so first thing I was going to say, most of your roster has been pretty consistent throughout the whole year, except for the new addition of Amazing Time. So how'd you guys, or how long have you guys been a roster together, and then what makes you guys jive so well together as a team?
Okay, I can answer this. So moving after season 4 of Duo Esports, Sheer and I took a heavy loss in semifinals. So we decided to move forward, regroup, and then find new players. I previously spoke to TK at the end of season 4, so we decided to pick him up and move to GPCS. Also, I think our juggler was going to Korea, so we couldn't use him, so we had to pick up Mimikaze as well, and he played jungle for us. And then after we won season 5 of Duo, he moved to top lane, and we had Sheer move to the jungle. And we've had Trip ever since the start of season 5, and he's been like a really insane AD carry.
And then for me, I used to be on MG Midnight, but we all know that didn't work out too well. So obviously, I was looking for a new home, and I had talked to Omari and Sheer a little bit, like over the course of my time being in Duo. They were looking for a new sub top laner, and so I reached out to them, and we had a tryout, and I felt like it went really well. We meshed really well with the boys, and obviously they thought the same thing because now I'm their top laner, and that's kind of just where I mean I've only been on this team. I mean it's been what 4 weeks, 5 weeks, if
More
that.
or less.
Yeah, so we haven't been together for as long as the other. I haven't been with these guys for as long as the other guys have been on there, but uh, I still feel like we work really well together. I think we have similar senses of humor, and we have similar personalities and similar views about how the game should be played. So it makes us really easy to mesh well together because there's not like some like serious personality clash where I'm like, God, dude, like TK is such an asshole. It's just really easy. Like we all mesh really well together.
Just let it out, man.
Yeah. All right. I assume you kind of echo the same thing, TK, since you've been a staple part of this roster this season.
Yeah. So after season 4, which was my first season in Duo, I was picked up by Sharon Amari, and then I accidentally hit plat, so we had to play in GPCS, and then we accidentally won that league. So we're coming back for the clapback.
All right. Yeah.
Accidentally hit plat, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just
I think
accidentally hit plat. Like,
Okay, he's wrong. See, he's a dirty liar already, right? I knew this was gonna happen the moment we started. He actually said that he wouldn't play in IBSG again, and he wanted to play in GPCS. I clearly remember this, and I also said that I didn't want to play in IBSG again, so I wanted to move up to Gold Plat, and then TK's like goals kind of just aligned really well with us.
all right. So this season has been pretty much a very dominant season from you guys. So who would you say is your team's MVP?
TK Gap.
Yeah,
TK.
I think it's definitely
TK Gap.
The
I
Toad
think
Gap.
he is literally just mid diff every single game. Like it feels like we're winning. When we're winning, it's just like I hit tab, I'm just solo farming top, doing nothing. I hit tab, TK is like 7-1, and we're just like stomping the game. I just
I
have
think
no idea what happened.
I think for the most part that TK is like our MVP by far, but I think a lot of teams aren't able to challenge us like consistently like stomp us. I think either Solar Phoenix is like the only one to do it, or Rift is the only one to go head to head with most of our players and go even. Besides that, I think everybody plays like super well or can play super well on a good day and just like should just stomp their opposing laner.
Yeah, I mean, from my
Yeah.
point, pawn sacrifice looks the best, and in most of our games, every single person is winning their lane. I mean, we can control the entire map and close it out usually pretty quickly. But I know I have a loud voice in the games and kind of try to direct the team, so that definitely shows through as well.
Yeah, I mean, when TK calls for the blue buff, it's a 5-minute invade. Like, we're not.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
either
All
that
right.
or everyone just
I agree with that. We all
everyone just
know that
supports
blue
him,
buff.
Yeah. Okay. So then, you guys have been in duo for at least 2 seasons that I can remember. I assume that going forward, you guys are going to be sticking with duo.
are good sticking.
Well, yeah, like you guys are gonna
Oh, yeah,
consistently
yeah.
compete in the next seasons and stuff.
We don't know
That's
for sure
my
yet.
plan, but we don't know for sure. It's like a conversation we have to have as an answers through.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
I'm
We'll
sure
have
we'll be
to, like,
sticking around the community, regardless of if it's the same team going forward or who's playing where. But
Yeah.
duo's great, so no plans on leaving all these cool dudes.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
I don't know if we should keep gatekeeping after this season. I think we have to let somebody else win, right, TK?
Yeah, I mean it's getting kind of mean, but
Just
hey, I would have said that until Solar Phoenix over here is ruining our mellow.
yeah, just put DK in like top lane and make him like actually solo carry the game.
True.
Just give him Ornn every game and see what he can do.
Hell yeah.
True.
Delete my League of Legends account.
Yeah. All right. Well, latest rankings or the latest community power rankings came out. You guys are still obviously listed as first. With you guys being consistently like the top team and everyone kind of looking to beat you, does that put any additional pressure on your guys' shoulders to like hold your level of play to the highest standard, or are you guys kind of just like, yeah, it's whatever?
I mean, we kind of like there's some games that we definitely like vacation a little bit when we like I'm not even gonna lie, like there's certain teams that we like don't prepare for because we don't really think it's like worth preparing for them. Like it's not. It's like that's obviously. I was gonna say no offense, but I mean every little bit of offense in that statement. Like there's just teams that are just not worth preparing for. Like no cap, no cap. Honestly, but that kind of like leaks into the rest of our play sometimes, where like against certain teams we might look a little bit weaker because we've just kind of been G2 vacation for the for a certain amount of games before that, and then we just don't do adequate prep. So it's a lot about. I think it's less about holding our individual play up to that high standard. It's more about making sure that we respect the opponents that deserve respect. Like how we can like switch it off and on, like just making sure that we can switch it on for when it's actually game time, and you know keeping that. But like I think in terms of like holding our individual play to the highest standard, I think there's been very few times where we haven't delivered. Like
True.
I can't name very many games. Only the loss to you guys was a game where I can say like a lot of us had some pretty bad mechanical misplays. Um, and even that game, like we had a lot of like there were some good moments where we were showing our mechanical prowess. Like Jodway's fifth death, I really showed my mechanical prowess on the head grip. But like I think it's not about us being like worse or better than our opponent on the day. It's just about making sure that we're respecting the people that deserve it, so that we can show up and with good preparation.
Okay. Amari, what's your take?
Dude, you spoke for so long that I actually forgot what the question was.
It's
Can you run it back?
Yeah.
my gosh.
With you guys being consistently like placed in first for power rankings, does that put any additional pressure on your guys' shoulders, or kind of you just like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
whatever?
yeah. Now I see where you're coming from, Ali. Yes and no, right? So I think most of the teams we're really not worried like about. I think the most we've done, I think the only teams we've actually like researched is Solar Phoenix, you guys, and just because they're in the same day, we researched EQA as well. But the most teams will get is like a 2 or 3 minute like OPGG review of us, and then we just ban a few chips that we don't like.
Okay.
Besides that, like no, like nothing really like bothers us. Like we're not really like super like worried. We don't really have any pressure. I think the only thing is I would say is after we lost to Solar Phoenix, at least I did. I don't know about anyone else, of course, because I haven't really spoken about it until now. Like you just gave me the thought in my head. I thought that it like I feel a bit like relieved in a sense because I don't think that people are really like talking about us like a crazy amount as much. It's not like oh TK gap, TK gap, TK gap like every like 10 minutes in duo
Hmm.
like it usually is. Like
Facts.
I don't know, man. But
Yeah,
like
it's nice to have people not just eyeballing us every 3 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so I think like for the most part like we don't really have any pressure. Like the Solar Phoenix game, like you can just like I don't know. We kind of chalk it up as like just a rough day and like a bad draft, and we'll come back stronger, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. What about you, CK?
In terms of pressure, I don't think we really feel it too much. I mean, first and foremost, PSB is always about just having fun in the game of League of Legends. You can see
True.
it. Us having fun sometimes rubs some people the wrong way. Not gonna name any names. Uh, but no, we're just out there having a good time, and yeah, we usually win, and when we're having a good time, so it's been working out.
All right. Cool. So this next question is probably gonna be like a gimme. But with Rift having their I'm gonna call new roster, so to speak, going into playoffs, assuming you guys face them in finals, do you realistically expect to come out on top? And if so, how?
Yes,
I
because
think
we're better.
Wait,
no,
are we
I
assuming
actually
Rift makes finals? Is that
Yeah,
like a given?
well, I have to be impartial. I can't be like, yeah, Rift's gonna make finals, but like, I kind of expect them to, yeah, personally.
wait. Are we
Um,
saying PSP is gonna make finals?
no, EQE is making finals, duh. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I was
They're
you're
gonna.
right.
They're
expecting
literally
a
gonna
full
pregame defense.
Pawn Sacrifice finals. First, when the season started, I was predicting a full Equilibrium finals, but clearly that is not going to work out this season.
true, true.
Good
Never
night,
forget.
Joe
That's messed up.
Santana.
I
Good
mean,
night.
for Rift specifically, like these two, I've never actually played against them, and these two are the only two that have. But from what I heard, their last week of play was a little bit shaky, and like that gives me a lot of confidence going into games against them. Like they feel like a team just from watching their games where if a few of their players get outlaned, then they just fall apart. Like if but they've been able to outlane pretty consistently for like the bottom tier teams. Like the way that I view Rift is that they're a team that can easily beat the teams below them, but when you put them up against like a challenge, sometimes they really just don't rise to the occasion. They really like crash and burn in those kinds of situations. So I'm sure that if they get a game where top like let's say this just for example, top and mid are winning and jungle is going even and bot is like slightly losing, then they're just going to lose because they're only going to have two players that feel like they're able to have an impact because top and mid are just going to get suffocated. And like if I'm not doing too well and bot's doing pretty good, I just feel like they're not going to be able to be like, okay, top has a lead, let's just play around top. Like they won't be able to group up like that, and it should make sure that we can get pretty. I'm not going to call it an easy win, but it shouldn't be anything worse than.
Okay, all right.
Oh, my next.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Uh, I think Rift is like a slightly better team, right? But I think like Ali said, I don't think they're like exceptionally good. Like I think they're okay at what they do in terms of like there's a few teams that are like really good at like 5v5 scenarios where they like will have a coordinated plan, but like individually in terms of like lanes they're like super weak in what they do. Like they're one dimensional. Like for example, I'll just call out like one player. Like something Cordy feels like he's just a J4 Gragas player, and then after that it just looks like he's like has no idea what he's doing on the map. Like the one time we played against him, I think we took J4 we banned Gragas, and then he played Wukong jungle and just like ran it down as hard as he could, like, and he was just squishy. Like there was just nothing he could do.
Okay. So Totemax, you thought it was gonna be a EQ final, and then now you're thinking it's gonna be a PS or Pawn Sacrifice final. So I take it you think Pawn Sacrifice Wait is gonna beat Rift in the semis?
I mean, now I'm thinking this is just another big black rainbows ploy to get us to forget about Solar Phoenix here. I think our real competitor, I think the best team other than us right now in
You know
duo
what?
is Solar Phoenix. So we're gonna be
If
focusing
you
on you guys. How about that?
All
if you
right, that's
noticed,
fair.
I
And just
literally
mop
said,
up whoever we find on the other side of the bracket. Come
yes
the end of
sir,
it.
yes sir. If you notice, what I said was PSB is gonna make finals, and then he said EQE instead of saying Solar Phoenix. Like he's really trying to make us sleep on him. Like what does he think this is?
No, I'm not trying to make you guys sleep on us. It's more like, well, you guys obviously have EQE for your first round, and like you're probably gonna prepare a little bit for them, or at least like I would kind of hope, because since it's playoffs.
That's a funny
But
joke.
wow, okay. um,
EQE is the joke. Bud.
Yeah.
all right, all right.
Yikes, man.
So we're gonna move on to a little bit more of the spicy questions to get your guys' opinion. So what was your guys' favorite moment from the season, if you have one?
Joining PSB.
Okay.
Aw.
Nothing can really rival it.
No, yeah. What else is there, man?
to be
What
honest-
else is there for him?
My season was so bad. And then these guys, like, I joined their team. They were super welcoming. Like, even though I was filling the spot of someone who'd been there for a long time and someone they had won with, they still gave me confidence and they still made me feel good about the move. And, I mean, it was a hell of a lot better than being on that MG roster. That was just a dumpster fire. And I don't miss a single one of the people I was on that team at all.
Okay.
Okay, this is kind of crazy. My favorite moment.
Picking on me.
Man, did I do anything cool this season? It's just like TK gap every game, right?
So
I
your
think I
favorite
did like
moment? Go ahead.
I did two cool things that I could think of besides being like a Nautilus spot. I remember like playing against GGD and I like canceled a Jarvan DQ with like Flash Flare or something, or I just walked up and flayed him. Either that or like against EQE, like it was like our last game, right? Or our second to last game. I literally just like I just was talking to TK like while I was like pathing after backing, and I was like, "Yo, what if I just like flash over this wall and like kill their mid laner right now?" And he was like, "Wait, that's such an int." And then he like thought about it for 2 seconds. He was like, "Wait a minute, do it." And I just flashed it, and it just worked. That's probably like
Actually,
one of my favorite moments. We just laughed about it for like 3 minutes nonstop.
the time where I TP'd bot and then flashed over the wall into their turret. So I was playing set and I wanted to go bot, but we didn't have any good wards. So I told them to go put a ward in the bush behind their turret. I TP'd to it, flashed into their turret, and then ulted the Caitlyn into our team, killed her. That was pretty good.
Was that on stream?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was on stream.
Actually, both times I did it were on stream.
All right,
I didn't
we're gonna clip that into this interview. Hell yeah.
It was pretty nasty. It was a really nice.
Put it in,
play.
Tommy.
I was kind of mad that it didn't get on any of the clips. No, I mean, what can you do? I mean, I'm a top laner. The AD carry would have gotten the clip for something I did.
I think
Just the way
Tommy
it
would have got the clip for like farming mid or something. It's his video.
All right. Yeah, TK, what was your favorite moment of this season?
Steve's
I don't
better
know.
than-
I mean, it's pretty par for the course for PSB. You know, I just like playing with the guys, having a good time. If there's gonna be one moment, it's gonna be when we sweep Solar Phoenix semifinals. I think that'll be the highlight.
Ooh.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
All right.
For
I
real,
wasn't
huh?
gonna say anything like that.
Oh,
Damn.
wow, they're gonna get EG'd. Yikes.
Yikes. So I think I know what this next question, or the answer to this next question is gonna be. But what was your like oops moment for the season, if you had one?
Wait, say it again.
Yeah, say that again.
So your like oof or oops, or like if you could have a moment back in
Losing.
the.
Literally losing.
Okay. Yeah.
Literally losing.
Losing. That's it. Losing one time.
I don't know what feels worse, either losing that one time or missing one thresh combo and then having it played on stream.
No, you know what was really awful actually? Like watching the plays of the week thing and seeing the best play of the week be
I
Polo
turned it off, man.
triple bomb. I was watching it and I just skipped through them. I was like, okay, was I in any of these games? No.
I
And
saw
like,
number
the
one. I
last one,
literally just closed the
I
tab.
literally saw.
Oh, I mean, of course it was. That was disgusting.
Yeah.
You see,
Dude,
I mean,
I'll
first of
tell you
all,
what,
that's
fantastic
if you
play,
if
I
you
didn't
slow
know
down
that.
that clip, that zillion bomb is like barely hitting. If we're gonna talk about
No,
that,
yeah.
like Riot, fix your fucking hitboxes. 'Cause that was very close.
No, yeah, that was definitely really rough for all of us. I think. I mean, like, we bounced back good. The guys got their win, but it was still. I mean, it was hard for me, especially because like they were undefeated without me, and then I came on the team and we lost the game, and that was pretty rough to like. It was pretty rough to feel like, because I know in hindsight like it was all of our fault, you know, but like it still felt
You were
like
like
it
one
was
of the
our
better
fault.
performing members that game,
Yeah,
dude.
you literally stomped
Yeah,
top
I
lane.
know, but in the after part, I was like, damn, like I really should have been able to do more that game than what I did, and it felt bad, but I mean, obviously we bounced back good. They put up a good performance in the second game, and then going into our last game before playoffs, like we just completely unnocked them.
Well, at least you didn't get cyberbullied on stream for it, so it's fine. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
literally got
so,
cyberbullied for
yeah.
like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, at least you won, Omari. All right. At least you won.
Yeah, I'm just gonna input a little bit. Like, amazing time that game that you had. Not only did like you beat Jodway, who a lot of people like in lane, I'm gonna say, that like a lot of people consider to be the top laner, if not like the second best top laner. But like you did a hell of a lot, even in the clip that like you pretty much annihilated Zillion, like 100-0 him, and then the rest of your team was kind of whatever the call was. Yeah, they were like, "Yo, let's get drag," and then you're in the back like,
Finish the
"What?
dragon,
What?
yeah.
Like, hello?" But like, I wouldn't take that game too much to heart because like you played your heart out, and it really showed how well you did. So
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the kind
Yeah.
words. I appreciate that.
He played so garbage that we had to sub him out after.
oof.
Don't say that.
No, we actually did it. Like we planned for Tate no
Yeah, it was-
Yusha or Mimikaze to come in after. I'm beaming.
It was a planned thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, hang on. How many more questions do you have? 2?
Yeah, 2 more.
Okay. Can we run through these?
Yeah. This one should be a one answer response. What team, from your experience, was the easiest team to beat this season?
I mean,
All right, that you actually had to play. Let's phrase it that way.
dude, as soon as I left, that team was doomed. So it was the.
Is
they were the
MG
easiest
Midnight
team to beat.
is it the easiest team to beat because you one trade them or what? Like
I need to follow them, man. No. Oh man, Fight Club was pretty. That game was for me. It wasn't as easy for my teammates, but that game was pretty easy.
whoa, okay, chill. We got Malphite
No,
ulted.
you guys literally got Malphite ulted 3 times mid, and I'm just taking turrets bot like over and over again. That
Dude,
game was an easy game for
Fight
me.
Club forever is gonna say that game was so close and they almost had us, and it's like, okay, man, you had a Malphite ult 3 times, and then after we stopped. Like, at some point we were like, okay, let's
I
not.
stopped annihilating their base, and I grouped for one team fight.
Yeah, and you said, okay, can we just stop getting Malphite ulted, and then we stopped getting Malphite ulted, and then we won the game.
Yeah, that game was.
But no, that game was so close. We almost lost. Oh god.
Oh no.
Okay, who is really SMU?
SMU? Okay.
SMU. I think the SMU guys are like super nice. Like that team is like super wholesome. Like I saw the interview that you did with them. It was super chill. And then that was like Ali's first, like that was his debut game. And we were literally just screaming and like just freaking
Yo,
out the
that was
entire
where
game.
the first set play was in that game.
Yeah, that was
It was that
literally
game
what
and then the Fight Club game right after. So if you're looking for the clips, PSV
Yeah,
versus
that's it,
SMU
Tommy.
and PSV versus Fight Club. It's those 2 games.
Okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
like halfway through, I just kept like flexing Alistar mechanics. I would try to like W flash and then Q. and besides that, like I'd go like, okay, I'm coming, Ali. Like I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you.
Yeah,
And then he'd be like, no, I'm gonna 1v4. Like leave me alone. I'm gonna fight them. And then he just like he died for no reason. Like we just ran it down so hard that game, like, and we won. Like we just it was really free.
That was... What about you, TK? What do you think of these?
Oh man, I mean they all kind of blur together, don't they?
His ego is just so huge.
That's so cold-hearted, man.
What's wrong with this guy? It's like he has no face cam and he has no heart. What's next?
Yeah, he's probably just like laying naked in his bed, being like, "Oh, this is so."
To be honest.
Yeah, like.
Oh man.
Duo
Alright.
would explode.
All right, last question.
All right, last question. Who is the biggest flamer on your team? And you, really?
Yeah, no, actually, it's me.
Okay.
Every single time I solo kill, I'm like, these guys are fucking terrible. Like every time, it's actually so bad, and it's a habit that I'm trying to break, but
Sure has to tell him to
like
stop, but
Sheer
like
literally tells me to shut up, like because I'm like I'll 2v1 and I'll just be like I'm just so much better than these guys.
these guys
like,
are so dog shit. It's crazy. Like,
and then they'll be like, and then Sheer will be like, Alex, chill out. Like I'm honestly a flamer. I don't see
the worst part is he grew on to he grew on me to the point where like he did it, and then it happened to me. Like GDD's bot lane like got a lead. Like I think they killed Shrimp like once. And then the 3-man ganked us, and I killed the Kaisa under turn. I was like, this guy is so fucking terrible. Please get out of my lane and don't come back. And I just kept going on for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was great.
Nobody said anything.
All right. Well, this isn't a question, but do any of you or all three of you have anything else you want to add, whether it be like flame or just general comments or anything going forward?
I'm really excited for playoffs. Duo's great. You guys are all been great. Everyone was treating me really nice, and I'm super excited for next season. And I have to go, so I'll talk to you guys later. Have
See
a
ya.
good night, everybody.
All right, good night, man. Okay, so he just left, so now me and TK have to finish this, right? This is not scuffed at all, actually.
This is the last thing, so it doesn't really matter too much. But what do you
I
do?
guess.
Do you have anything to add, Shrimp or not Shrimp? Amari.
Shrimp.
I'm sorry. You said Shrimp like 9 times. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm quitting Thresh. Thresh sucks. He's a bad champion. I hate him.
Oof. All right. Insert
Mind games
Thresh.
there. Smart. Nice.
Yeah. Insert Thresh montage.
Yeah, Nautilus only.
Okay. What about you, TK? Do you have any last words for the server? Do you just want to emphasize the TK gap?
Not much, man. Thanks for the interview. We'll catch you guys in playoffs.
Hell yeah, I'll see you guys in semis. Yeah, thanks for your guys' time. I appreciate it. We'll do a whole bunch of edits and whatnot with it, so hopefully you guys enjoy it.
All right, peace.
See ya.